G'day guys, this is me 60 series just here.
Our 60 series just here.
Our 60 series just here. I'm Scott.
I'm Annalise.
And this is our 1983 60 series Landcruiser. How long have we owned it for?
We've had it for about 3 years now. We purchased it off my granddad, so it's been in our family my family for about 25 years now, which is amazing. So we purchased it off my grandparents. It's got a lot of family history and memories in it that we're hoping to continue on for many years to come.
Yeah, pretty original when we bought it. Basically nothing had been done to it, filled with rust. Like Anna said, lots of family memories, I guess, for Annalise growing up. And yeah, we've tried to turn it into our ultimate touring vehicle to see the countryside of Australia. We
paid my granddad, well, first of all, I took Scott, or we stayed there after New Year's Eve at his house, and I literally said to Scott, Granddad's got a bucket of shit that we can look at because we needed a vehicle to go up to Kalbarri in.
Exact words.
We walked outside and Scott's eyes lit up. He was like, oh, is this the bucket of shit you're talking about? And I was like, yeah, there was tarps all over it and it was looking pretty rough. So,
in an overgrown backyard.
Yeah, so we spoke to my granddad and he said, make us an offer over 2,500. So Scott looked at him and said, I'll give you 2,500, and here we are.
Here we are. Took it off on that day, I think, drove it home.
Yep.
No aircon, leather seats, middle of summer.
Yeah,
I think we, how long we went with that aircon for a while, didn't we?
Well, we got it regassed just before we went up to Kalbarri, but there was a bit of a leak in it, so we did have to get it repaired probably 9 months after we purchased it. We put a fair bit of coin into getting it up to scratch, so I wasn't complaining on all of our trips.
Yeah. I think originally we were planning on going up to Kalbarri for a week, and we bought the car about 2 weeks before we went. Had a few overheating issues. The tyres were about 15 years old on it and full of bulges in the side. So we had to initially put a new set of tyres on it. We had to redo the cooling system in the week before, which was a bit of a mad scramble, but got it all done just to survive those warm highway drives in the hills going up north. So yeah, we put an awning on it and took it up north, and yeah, that was our first adventure in it, I think.
Yeah, wasn't it? It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was a long drive home, but it was really good. It's
been a work in progress, but it's getting there.
Pretty happy with how it's coming along now. Yeah, I think we have changed just about everything. I think there's probably the engine's untouched, the colour is all original, so we haven't touched any of that, but pretty much everything inside is nothing like what it used to look like, and the outside as well. There was rust. Yeah, there was a bit of rust up in the roof gutters. I think that's a bit of a common issue with the 60 series. We obviously wanted to kind of give it a new lease on life, so we needed to bite the bullet and fix it.
Yeah, a big part of us fixing the rust was so we could get our rooftop tent on top. So for probably 2 years we were running with the swag setup, but we recently ish put on a rooftop tent, which has changed the way that we can tour around. I don't have my manual license, so Scott.
I do all of the driving. Anna does have a license, just doesn't have a manual license, so it's generally me behind the wheel.
I can get us out of trouble, and I can full drive on pretty hard beaches, but it's all Scott.
All me. So those long hours behind the wheel in an old car got a bit tiring after a while. So we've changed a few things inside to make it a bit more comfortable. Yeah, probably never had the appreciation for it because it was a manual, but
yeah.
All right, so starting at the front, on the front bar, we've it's an ARB high-low mount winch bar. Actually bought that secondhand because we wanted to mount a winch in there and just give us a bit more protection. Originally it had the factory aluminium bar on there. It wasn't winch compatible or anything like that. And we wanted to kind of go with the blue and the black kind of look right the way through. So once we had new tyres on with new rims, you know, the black effect started to feature across the car. And on the winch bar, we've got a Dominator winch. We've got some road safe recovery points underneath and a set of 9-inch spotties and a 6.6 dBi antenna as well.
And a bash plate?
And a bash plate as well underneath, which is good. There's not too many options for bash plates for the 60s. It's a nice one that Cruiser will do out of the Netherlands. So we bought one of them and kind of sets it off at the front, which is quite nice. And up the back, we've got a custom twin dual wheel carrier that normally houses our dirty gear bag and a couple of other features as well. We had the original bumper on there.
We've pretty much done almost everything that we want to do so far. I think in years to come, there will probably be a few modifications to change our lives from probably 2 people to family touring in a 60 series, which may be a little bit more difficult than what we've got. You know, we've got a very simple setup at the moment, but there are a few things that we want to do in the near future. Yeah,
I think we've, in terms of upgrading anything on the front, I'd probably put a better pair of spotties on there. They're a couple of years old now and they don't really throw the kind of distance that you want it to on a highway. But like Annalise said, the interior of it will probably change a fair bit. Once the family and stuff comes along later on, we may end up hitching something on the back and getting around with a camper trailer or something, because we do have a dog as well. She gets in the car as well and leaves her hair everywhere. And trying to fit kids in there as well, I imagine would become, the water tank and all that stuff would have to come out. So it'd change the whole setup again, which is all part of the excitement, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah. One of my favourite memories in the car would have to be when we travelled over to Adelaide. So we did the Great Ocean Road. We started off in Esperance with Scott's parents, had a couple of nights there. But the Nullarbor, we drove across the Nullarbor and we were heading over to South Australia for my cousin's wedding. And in the middle of the Great Australian Bight, that's where I was getting. Yeah, that's where I was looking for. Scott proposed to me. So that was a really beautiful memory, obviously, with my car, with my grandparents. My grandma's no longer with us, so the car is very sentimental to me. And yeah, it was definitely one of the best trips I've been on, for sure.
Probably our longest trip and probably featured the most highlights, going there for a wedding and decided to pop the question. So there's a long way out there with just us, so if she said no, it would have been a long way home.
Yeah.
So
sort of had to say yes that way, didn't I?
Well, it's true. Yeah, so we caught up with all of Annalise's family when we got to Adelaide. They all flew over. We obviously drove, and got to have a bit of time out on the road and really kind of test everything we put towards the car and that kind of thing. That'd have to be the highlight trip.
Yeah, a lot to see. Most memorable, I think. In terms of where we love to go the most, we both highly appreciate and admire going to Red Bluff Copper Station. The red cliffs and the crystal blue water, it's definitely somewhere that we've want to keep going back to. It's just beautiful. The
whole coastline. I knew I had 3 weeks to ask the question because there were very limited spots I could hide the ring in that car, and I actually probably did it in the least scenic spot of the whole trip, which was literally a road stop on the side of the Nullarbor, because I thought, I think we'd had a horrid day, hadn't we? It had been a long, hot day. There were a heap of bushfires coming out of just on the start of the Nullarbor, and we were driving through them. The car was getting warm and it was just still had no aircon, so it was a real long day and nothing worked out right for us at all. I think we got out to Baxter Cliffs and camped up there, and the wind came in sideways, and we slept about 2 hours, got up the next morning and kept driving, and nothing was going right. So I just thought something good needs to come out of this day. So this rest stop looks amazing, and that's where we're going to park up for the night, and I'm going to ask her to marry me. So there's a park bench on the side of the longest road in Australia. Got a yes, so it was good in the end.
I had no idea. He also hid the ring in, I don't even know what it was.
A wheel bearing box.
And our wheel
Because I
bearing.
knew she would not look in any car parts or want anything to do with it.
But the wheel bearing went on the first day of the trip.
Yeah.
So it was a bit stressful for
We went to Esperance with my parents for New Year's, and then after New Year's they were coming home and we were splitting off to go to Adelaide, and we got just out of Esperance in Ravensthorpe, and one of the wheels started shuddering a bit, and I just thought, you're kidding me, like this can't be happening now. I actually took 2 wheel bearing boxes and I marked one of them, which had the ring in it, with a little permanent marker dot on the top, so I knew if I needed to go in there, which one I was to not go into. And as soon as I realised that we needed to do something about it, on the side of the road there, my dad was saying, "Oh, let me get some stuff out the car for you." And I'm like, "Just leave it, Dad, please don't touch anything." Like, it's fine, I'll sort it out, it's okay. And managed to dodge that bullet. I just thought of all the places I was going to hide that ring.
We were completely alone in the middle of nowhere, so it was beautiful, and I didn't expect it at all. He actually asked me a question, and I turned around, and we were having a picnic on this bench with cheese and some couple of drinks and whatnot. And I turned around, and he's just sitting there with the ring out, and it was cool, very memorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, this car definitely is something that we will never get rid of. I think it's something that we will hold on to, and hopefully our kids learn to drive it and all that sort of stuff. So I think you're attached to it.
Oh, I've become very attached to it now. Yeah, I spend more time tinkering with things in the shed now than I probably do up at the house.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But yeah, I think regardless of, even down the track, if we decided that we'll tour out of it for as long as we can, as long as it wants to keep going, and then one day we might even look to return it back to its original condition, and give it a whole new lease on life and let our kids appreciate it one day, like we've kind of grown to do with it. So keep it going. They don't make them like they used to anymore, in terms of how basic they are to work on and easy to repair and that kind of stuff. And to keep that stuff around. It's 37 years old now, so it's been around a while. I'd like to keep it going a bit longer.
Definitely, we'd love to continue to pass it on, and it's something that even the license plates came with it. It was passed down to my family, so it's it's just a really sentimental value to us both.
I actually bought the car for the license plate, so I'm a huge West Coast Eagles fan, and the car just happened to come with them. So I don't know if they still make them in that kind of shape. They're I think they're on another car of your granddad's at some point, but they are 30 years old or something like that almost. So yeah, we've had a really good time, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been great.
It's absolutely beautiful out here. Obviously there's a really good opportunity to come out and meet you guys, and we're just really grateful that you guys have had us out here today.
It was really great to meet you guys from the Australian 4-Wheel Drive magazine.
Obviously show off the car that we've worked so hard on to make our own. Yeah, it's been really good, so thank you for having us. And this is our 4-wheel drive.
And this is our story.
Cheers, guys.
Then we drove over the Great Ocean Road. I'm sorry. The Nullarbor.
Yeah, not the Great Ocean Road.
That was a good trip too. And I'll say this is our story.
Yeah. Cute, very cute.
This is our
So if I pause, don't freak out, man, all right? Okay? It's just this...
Don't run around.
It's, yeah. It's just this thing I learnt in film school. It's actually a complete lie. I learned it off YouTube. That's a complete lie. I just made it up.
I was gonna cut you off and I'm gonna ask you, like, how did he pop the question there? How did he do it? Can we have the reenactment of that?
Well, he never got down on one knee.
Blah, 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 blah.
It was really fantastic to meet you guys, and
Australian four-wheel driver.
I know, Jesus.
Australian four-wheel driver. Australian four-wheel driver.
Australian.
Four-wheel driver magazine.
Australia. Australian four-wheel driver.
There's no feeling. The feeling is gone.
Right, so this is our four-wheel drive.
And this is our story.
Oh, did I miss something there? I did. And this is our four-wheel drive. No.
Yeah. Oh, we will run the bloopers as well.
Oh yeah.
So after the episode finishes and the number and then everything goes in there. So the camera just rolls.
And this is our four-wheel drive story. That's why I missed story, isn't I?
So this is that was okay.
Oh, did I do it right?
You did it right.
You're kidding me.
I was up to the end when you were like, did I do that right?
They do say never work with animals, children and 60 others, but...
You see, looking at me, I'm going like...
What?
Alright. No, that was good, guys. Alright. Pack up!
Thanks for watching My 4-Wheel Drive, My Story. We hope you enjoyed episode 4 and meeting Anna and Scott with their shitbox 60 series Landcruiser turned into gold. We had a great time filming it and meeting the guys and hearing their story. My 4-Wheel Drive, My Story seeks out everyday cars on the road with their owners and digs out their stories of what makes the cars special to them. We look to find the places where they've been and the fun they've had and the memories and stories that they've created. If you like our videos, then please be sure to share and like with your friends, subscribe to the channel and leave comments, because comments tell us that we're doing the right thing. If you think we're doing the wrong thing, tell us that as well. If there's more you'd like to see in the videos, comment below. I'm done. Where's that chimney?